What's up, Taurus, and welcome to your July 2020 Creativity Tarot reading. My name is Kayleigh Jean, and welcome to my channel. I record these readings for artists, entrepreneurs, and anybody who is working on their personal growth, self-expression, or spirituality in any form. So if those areas of life are important for you, I encourage you to go ahead and keep watching. I also like to just clarify in the beginning of the video, because I get asked this a lot, that you can use these readings for your sun, moon, or your rising sign, and it's also possible if they don't resonate. That can actually happen pretty often because they are general readings, but one of the things that I hear a lot from people is that when they come back to the reading at the end of the month, it makes a lot of sense. So I encourage you to go ahead and experiment with that as well. All right, Taurus, let's get into your energy. So while I was meditating for you, I kept seeing like a glittering kind of ocean. And I felt this sense of a deep desire and a need for rest. So it was a very peaceful meditation. I don't get a lot of harsh energies for you guys at all this month. I honestly feel like for you, July is probably going to be a time where taking a little bit more leisure for yourself, if you can, could actually be the most productive thing that you can do for yourself. And a Taurus should know this because you guys are such, you're the fixed earth sign, you're the earthiest earth sign, that, just like with the cycle of the seasons, we go through cycles, and sometimes we need to give ourselves a rest. Sometimes we need to just relax into our own serenity and our own maybe even internal excitements and passions. Like, for example, I could see trying to take a little bit more time off this month so that you can read an amazing book, or so that you can take a class, or you can maybe guide yourself through some kind of self-study or some kind of home study type of program. Anything that sort of gets you into a peaceful state and able to really enjoy some downtime and some relaxation time is going to be extremely productive for you, because whenever you do kind of jump back into action, you're going to feel like $1,000,000. You're going to feel like you just really got the rest you needed. So that was a message that came through in the meditation for you. I hope that's helpful and gives some of you really hardworking Taurians out there permission to give yourself that needed rest if you do feel that you need it. And also potentially with the ocean that I was seeing in the meditation, maybe being near water or spending some more time outside near a body of water could also be really helpful. If you don't have that, take a bath, or an extra long shower, something to just really get yourself in connection with the cleansing and purifying elements of water. Okay, let's take a look at your cards. Oh my gosh, as I say that, then I break the deck and you've got Ace of Cups. Purification by water, right, guys? Jesus. Taurus. Okay, I was just seeing something about like a belt buckle for someone. I don't know if that is going to make any sense at all, but I was seeing very clearly like a belt buckle or like a central kind of brassy or even like golden colored buckle that feels like it has some kind of artistry to it. I don't know why that's coming up. Okay. Picture Bob Ross message and a surrender card. Okay. So we've got elephant as the path, beautiful. And we've got elk as the influence. I don't necessarily see the elk as an obstacle here. I do see it more as an influence card. Wow, yeah, this is really, really beautiful. So I think you guys know, because I've mentioned it before, but we have a lunar eclipse on July 4th. And this card is the only card in this Animal Spirit Oracle deck that actually shows an eclipse happening. And now this one, looks more like a solar eclipse, admittedly, but this is my kind of go-to significator card for an eclipse in general. So one of the things that I will say about the elk coming up as an influence when we do have this eclipse going on, for you, it's symbolically going to be in your 9th house, which is a house of travel and a house of, as well, like higher learning and astrology even, and education. So, but there's a slow moving transformation that we see here, because the antlers are aflame. They're aflame, and so fire is this element of transformation. Fire is energy, it transforms. But the elk is a slow, solid, I mean, they can move fast, but when they're just in their comfort zone, when they're not in any immediate danger, they take their time. They go one step at a time, right? So there is this kind of gradual transformation that we see in your life, Taurus, that's really apparent, for you at this eclipse, but it's apparent in a gentle way with the elk card. This is a gentle giant card, as is the elephant, which is also a gentle giant card in my book. Again, elephants, they can go fast, they can be aggressive when pushed, but under normal circumstances, when they're not feeling threatened, they are very much, a gentle giant energy. So again, this is what I really feel for you, Taurus, is July is going to be a time where you yourself can be in a gentle giant vibe. Like, you don't have to move yourself in any sort of overly abrupt way. I think that you are already on the path that you need to be on, and I think you know that. And so right now, the name of the game is really in taking good care of yourself. I think it's really about maintenance this month. It's about self-care. It's about feeling rooted in your strength, feeling rooted in your connection to the earth and your connection to your inner being. And it's about knowing, because the elephant card is, a card of the removal of obstacles. And it's also a symbol, the elephant is in general a symbol of good luck. So I think this is really saying, like, there are going to be some obstacles being removed from your path this month, but it's going to come in this sort of rhythmic pace, right? And so you don't have to push obstacles to the side. You don't really have to fight against them. It's kind of about just finding your pace and kind of how you want to go about managing your forward trajectory, but you are on the right track. So let's go ahead and take a look at your tarot cards. So you've got the Hermit with Temperance. Gosh, could I have picked better cards to represent this energy for you guys that we've been talking about? It was so beautiful. Page of Wands and the Two of Wands. Wheel of Fortune and the Chariot, gorgeous. Three of Cups and the King of Cups, beautiful. So around this lunar eclipse that we have on July 4th with the full moon in Capricorn, obviously that is going to be in trine to anything that you have in Taurus, and also in the sky it's going to be in trine to Uranus. So there can be some unexpected energies that can happen, but I feel that for you personally, Taurus, this is going to be a quite stabilizing energy for you. If not on the outer level, then definitely on the inner level. I see a lot of strength. And I also feel like some of you are going to be really feeling a certain serene connection to your spiritual self in a way, or to maybe your faith being renewed, or your faith being something that gives you strength and persistence and willpower, but not in a hard way. Like when I say willpower, I don't mean in a firm, like I will force something to happen. It's more like the willpower it takes to stay present, okay, in your daily life, like feeling your senses, feeling, being in the moment, being, feeling how it feels to be in your body. Like that's the will that I see here. It's the will of being in your state of presence and being connected to all that is, being very spiritually aligned with whatever is going on in your life, and seeing things as adventures essentially in spiritual experience, right? With temperance, we are not demanding our life to be any different than what it is. We are asking our life to show us the true beauty that it already contains. So we're present with what we have instead of wishing that we had more, or thinking about the future or bemoaning the past. It's like we're just really present in this kind of serene energy of gratitude. So there's going to be a peaceful energy, around you. And I see you kind of working purposefully, in your own way to maintain those, whatever your spiritual disciplines are, whether it's meditation or, whatever. By the second week of July, we have the Page of Wands, though, with the Two of Wands. So there is a sense of, like, out of this energy of kind of peacefulness comes like a spark. There's a match being lit for you in the second week of July. And this is really going to prompt you to start planning for the future. Whereas here, you're not creating resistance in the present by thinking about the future. But then in the second week of July, it's like you start to have intimations of what the future can hold for you. And those come over you naturally. Those inspirations that come over you are really gently stirring you towards a particular path. So I do think that there's like an entrepreneurial element to both of these. So something entrepreneurial possibly coming up as an option as well in the second week of July. And if you are considering an option of, starting a business or joining in a partnership of some kind, I do feel like it's about weighing out all of your options and really being strategic. And I think many of you are going to go for it. I think many of you are going to think, okay, this is the right thing. Some of you, it'll require a little bit more change in direction with the Wheel of Fortune, but some of you, this is like the target that you are trying to hit and you're hitting it. So definitely like a surgence, I guess, of a more excited or passionate energy in that second week of July. And by the third week, you've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Chariot. So then you're really starting to feel momentum take hold. And there could be, like I said before, some changes in direction in the third week with the Wheel of Fortune. Pardon me, guys. I feel like I'm going to sneeze, but it's not happening. Yeah, so it went away. The Chariot here is about your consciousness. Essentially, it's about being the director of your will. Like, remember I said before, I was talking about like your willpower. I think in the third week of July, there is a sense of like really starting to see something that you are going to be taking action on and making like concrete steps towards it. So whereas in the second week of July, it's more conceptualization, you're kind of at the drawing board, you've got that spark of excitement or that spark of like, wow, this could be good. By the third week, you're taking concrete steps. And I think that it's important that you do take those concrete steps on whatever it is that you're trying to do, even if you're just an author and all that means is just, creating the manuscript document on your computer for your book. It's just taking those concrete steps. Like, you're going to have to do it at some point, and maybe you're not planning on being able to finish this right away, but it's important that you take some steps right now. So third week of July, more of an active week than the other weeks that we see here. The most active week of the month for you is the third week. And that makes sense because actually on July 20th, we have another new moon in Cancer, and that's actually going to be falling symbolically in your third house, which is all about, it's all kind of about like writing, it's about communications, it's about the internet, it's about how we get the word out, it's about marketing, even siblings and your local neighborhood as well can be indicated here. And with a new moon there, it's a new beginning in that area of your life. So I do think that makes sense as, as far as like it being a very active period for you, because you do have this new beginning in the third house symbolically. So it's like you're kind of getting your bearings in a new way of like speaking or sharing about whatever you do. And it's important that you take those actions, because I do think that you're going to feel like the stars are sort of aligning for you to do that. Like it's the right place and the right time energy when you have the Wheel of Fortune and the Chariot. The actions you're taking are going to produce more synchronicities and more connections in your life. And you're going to get the proof of that. Now, the last week of July, we have kind of a different energy. This feels very much more like personal for you, Taurus. So with the Three of Cups and the King of Cups, I want to say that there could be some kind of important family gathering coming up for you at the end of July. Like maybe it's somebody's birthday, maybe a fellow yin kind of element sign person. So the water and earth signs are together make up the yin signs of the zodiac. So it could be a water sign person in your life, Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces, or it could be like some kind of sense of coming together in any way, maybe even over Zoom or something like that. But I feel like there's a real sense of like a need to come together with people that share a certain affection with each other. Like I think that this is going to be really important for you to embrace affectionate energy in your life and to really feel at the end of the month like you can enjoy the social aspects of life again in whatever way that makes sense given your situation. So kind of a different energy. Like I feel like the last week of July is about resting into the connections that you do have, Taurus. So let's take a look at your Bob Ross message. He says, these things live right in your brush. All you have to do is shake them out. Beautiful. I love this. And I feel like this really speaks to something that's uniquely Taurian. It's kind of hard to put into words, but I feel like because you are the earthiest earth sign, and because you have, just as part of your symbolic heritage in the zodiac, you have such a practical emphasis to you. With Taurus energy, it's all about like using whatever energies and connections you have spiritually and whatever's coming to you through inspiration. You always want to kind of channel that into something that is going to be aesthetically pleasing or practically useful, or somehow making the actual tangible world a more pleasing and more nurturing place. So there's something about this that's like, I feel like it's almost like your physical body in a way, and this metaphor, Taurus, is the paintbrush. And shaking yourself out, like could be through dance, right? Or it could be through just whatever your creative art form is, or if you are, if you exercise and what have you. I feel like anything that you use to kind of like, that you do with your physical body, right? That is, you're in the process of shaking out your masterpiece. So I hope that makes sense. Like, I know that might sound kind of vague, but I feel like this is really about recognizing that you have everything that you need intrinsically already within you, Taurus. So it's really just the process of letting it out that you're dealing with. Okay, so your surrender card. All of these cards are surrender to something. And this one is surrender to complete healing. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. Really beautiful. And I think that this speaks so well to the message that I got in the meditation about needing to rest and embracing more leisure in your life this month, Taurus, and not letting yourself feel guilty for that, because that is healing for you. And this is what healing looks like for you this month, is just surrendering to whatever activities you know are going to heal you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, and physically even. So, Taurus, thank you so much for being here. I hope this reading has been beneficial to you. I hope it's given you something uplifting and accurate and useful to think about as you go through the month of July. If you would like to let me know that you're still with me, you can just leave me a comment and say, I'm still here, or leave me a little like sleepy emoji for getting some rest, or maybe even a little globe. I know I do the earth emoji with you guys a lot because you're the earth. You're the earth. Also, if you would like to support my channel, you can thumbs up this video. That super helps. Subscribe to my channel, subscribe to notifications. And if you would like to donate, I will put the information. You can donate any amount. Even just $1 is absolutely perfectly amazing. It's exactly awesome. And also, I will put links below, affiliate links to the decks that I use. So if you would like to support my channel and also get yourself a new fun deck, you can check out the links below this video. All right, Taurus, thank you so much for being here. Have an amazing month, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.